Hi, welcome back to the channel. This is Blitz 1944. Today we'll be looking at basics, basically, if you're going to buy a German helmet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, here in this country, in the UK, you don't get many vet bring backs these days, do you? You don't get many ones that just turn up in the market from a veteran's family, do you? So you normally have to go to military affairs or buy online. I'd advise probably, especially if you're new, go to military affairs. You can actually handle stuff and look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you do know a dealer that is, good at this stuff. But I mean, to be honest, without being horrible, I wouldn't trust any dealer 100%. Would you, Alex?
No.
There's lots of good ones out there, and I don't want to say there's not. There's lots of good dealers out there, but you really need to make your own mind up whether the item is real or not. Now, when you're just starting collecting German helmets, the main thing is research, research, and research. Right, so let me just give you a tip on some of the stuff we use. Right, so we've got two websites we use regularly, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got GermanWorldWar2Helmet.com. There's a Norwegian guy. He's even written a book on the subject, which is a fantastic book. Brilliant, yeah? Different models, paints, decals, liners, chin straps. It's fantastic, yeah? You need, I mean, that's one of the best books out there at the moment.
Yeah.
Another guy is German Helmet Vault. I think he might be Norwegian as well. I know, I'm sure it's Scandinavian, but another great website. Getting all on the details of the decals and that. You know, do all this research first before you even think about buying one.
Yeah.
And the final book that not only I use, I know other YouTubers use it as well. A lot of collectors do. Is Brian Ice produced this book on lot numbers. It's fantastic. You have an idea then. So let's say if you're looking at a helmet, you can look up a lot number. So what I've done, I've downloaded his book to my phone because he can do he does a downloadable version of his book, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So we've bought that and I've got it to my phone. So if I'm going to a military affair and I see a helmet that I like, at least that's another tool I can use, so I can look at that and go, right, that lot number, this should be this colour green paint, should be like parade finish or whatever finish the paint should be, should have this style of decal on it, should have this type of liner, It gives you an idea then what you're looking for. And if any of them things don't match, you could be a bit like, well, is it or isn't it then? It's just another tool to help you really.
Yeah.
Distinct. So, like, say this helmet in front of us now. So I was looking at this, which I only bought this one recently. I think I bought it, when did I buy it? Christmas?
I think, yeah.
No, not last Christmas. Christmas before. Was it Christmas before? I can't remember. It wasn't that long. We only had it, a short while, haven't we? It's not that long we've had it anyway. Whatever it was. But no, it was probably before Christmas, right? So I saw this on a gentleman's store. Instantly, just from looking at that, I'm like, oh, that looks like it's got its original paint. Looks like an original decal, but, I don't know. I'll have a look. Yeah. So the first thing I'll do is I'll pick it up. Obviously, I asked him to have a look at it, pick it up. Yeah. So I'm looking at the paint. Yeah. I'm looking, thinking, right, is that factory? And that looks factory to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the decal. I'm thinking, right, that looks like a ET style decal. Because obviously you've done all the research beforehand. So all these decals, you need to research them like mad, basically. So I'm thinking, right, it's an ET style decal. The paint looks right. Okay, let's have a look at the liner. I'm thinking, well, the liner definitely looks right to the helmet. It's a double band reinforced.
Yeah.
I've got the lot number here, so I can research that lot number in a minute.
Yep.
It's an EF68, so I can research that in a minute as well. Leather looks right. What I'll do as well is another thing, obviously, always check this as well to see if the line's been messed with. You can pull this, if you pull that back a bit, check all the rivets. Yeah, just so I'm hitting the camera there. You can't see it, but anyway, where they come through there, I don't know if you can see it, you won't be able to. Right, make sure they haven't been messed with. So when that comes through, there'll be a little washer on there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make sure, check all three of them, make sure that the liner hasn't been out at any time. Right, I'm looking at the chin strap now. Right, now I'm thinking, right, so that's the replacement buckle. It's a real buckle. It's got, I don't know if I can show you, it's I don't know if I'll be able to see this. No, hold on. No, he's got manufacturer's mark that's difficult to see.
Yeah, it's a bit
1940s days. Anyway, so the buckle itself is steel, so the chin strap's a replacement, but it could have been replaced during the war, so I'm not too worried. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are my initial thoughts. So what I do is I'd have a look at it. I'm thinking, oh right, yeah, everything's good. Looks like it was a double decal, how it should have been. Yeah.
Yep.
One decal's been removed, but that's normally that happens anyway as regulations. Right. So I'll put it back down.
Yeah.
Then what I will do is I'll then go off. Once I've done that, I'll then go off and I'll research. First thing I'll look at is Brian Ice's book, on my phone.
Yeah.
I'll look at that lot number.
Yeah.
And that will come up. And yeah, it came up with that exact size. It should be an EF68, yeah.
Right.
Should be parade green finish, which it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Now with EF helmets as well, their parade green finish is just slightly darker than a lot of them. A lot of them, the parade green finish was like an apple green.
Yeah.
EF with their helmets, theirs was just a slightly darker green, wasn't it? Because it's not as shiny, it's a parade. Yeah, that's the paint it should be.
Yeah.
It should be a double decker. I can find that out from the lot number as well. And also a lot of times in Brian Iceberg, they'll tell you what decal it should be. And yeah, it turns out it should be an ET style decal. So all these things are now coming into you think, right, yeah, it's all come to plan. You know exactly what I thought it was, but I'll check it. Then what I'll do then is I'll do a search on the internet, put that lot number in that manufacturer and look for others that are available on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I done. And then I found 2 or 3 others of the exactly same lot number, manufacturing and helmet size, and all got the same like dark green paint. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I do all that, and then that way, then in my own mind, I'm happy that everything on this helmet should be right. I mean, as a collector of German helmets, which I've been for many years, to be honest with you, as soon as I saw it in the cabinet, it looked right to me. And that's just over years of like looking at helmets. But still, even though I think that, because there's so many good reproductions there, I'll go into great detail on the helmet to make sure it's real. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say use all these things you've got here, because most people these days have got mobile phones, obviously, you know, with the internet. Yeah, just download all these sites onto your phone and Brian Ice's book. Get it, definitely. And then, you know, that way you probably won't get caught out. But if you're just going to a site and just like, a fair and buying blindly, then there's a chance you could get burnt. I mean, I walk around the fairs regularly with Alex, don't we?
Yeah.
And there's some shocking helmets out there, isn't there?
Yeah.
And there's on some stalls that they shouldn't be on. There's some people out there, some dealers who are well known, and they've got some helmets on their stalls that are not right. Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. We walk about and see it a lot, don't we?
Yeah.
There's some really nice ones out there as well, to be honest with you. So yeah, you've really got to know your stuff. When it comes to collecting German helmets, you might get you're going to get burned and put off the hobby. Yeah. So now, obviously, we were saying in the previous video, weren't we, about obviously now you've bought this helmet like this, just leave it. Yeah. Don't do anything yet. Yeah, leave it now. This is the previous video, wasn't it? Now you've got this lovely helmet. You found it. You've done all the research. You bought it. You got it home. Now just leave the helmet as it is. Yeah. We were talking about previous video about people putting like preservatives on the liner, weren't we?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Another one, years ago as well. They used to. I've heard people that like say put lacquer on it to protect the paint. Never do that. You don't need to protect the paint. Just keep it in a dry environment. Yeah. And another one I've heard as well is to like even just put polish on it. No, you don't need to polish it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't need a protective coating. Just keep it in a room that's dry. Yeah. Get a dehumidifier and make sure your room is not damp. Yeah.
And leave history as it is.
Leave history as it is, as Alex always says. Yeah. Just leave that history as it is. Anyway, that's today's video. It's just like what I would do when I'm buying a helmet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the main thing you need to do for a new collector is please these sites I mentioned. So German WW2Helmet.com, German Helmet Vault, and Brian Ice. You need to buy that book. If you're going to collect German helmets seriously, you need to have it really.
Yeah.
And do all your research first. And then you can enjoy. I think you can enjoy the hobby. The hobby's a really enjoyable hobby.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's a great hobby. But you know, the problem is so many people get burnt early on collecting. They get sold like an absolute rubbish helmet. So everything's fake and the paint's fake, the decal's fake. Yeah, I mean, it's just do your research first. Is all I can say, really. Yeah. Okay, well, I think we've gone on there enough. Haven't we? It's quite a while that video. Yeah. Nearly 9 minutes now. Well, that'll do for today. Okay, anything you want to say, Alex?
Yeah, before you go, remember to like, subscribe, and if you want to look at anything close to my collection, comment down below or have a look.
Thank you very much.
Bye.